Alright folks, Monkey Spots 5000 back with another video. Crappy intro done.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?
Alright guys, has been a little while since I last done a video. This is going to be a very sort of a little catch-up video, and also primarily a look at my Hit Squad collection for the ZX Spectrum, the greatest computer of all time. I said computer, not gaming system. All that. I like the Amiga as well. Damn. So I was saying it was a bit of a catch-up video, and also a look at my Hit Squad collection for, what are we on, October 2020. I've got some new games coming in as well, so I thought it was a good time to look at where I am in terms of what I've got, what I still need. There's a lot of those games that I didn't realise that there was, if that makes sense. And also there's a lot of other people all of a sudden buying these games that I didn't know of. I better not be bidding against you. Disapproved indeed. Not good. So yeah, a bit of a catch up. We know what's going on in the world just now. It's been bonkers. It's been months and months and months since this has all been going on. I was furloughed for a few weeks, and then after a few weeks I wasn't furloughed, where the majority of the rest of the team, if you like, where I work, was still furloughed. Had in that time I had a job promotion as well, so work has been absolutely bonkers. We are incredibly busy as it is. I'm not going to say where I work, what I do, etc. This is YouTube, that is work. But it's been non-stop. I'm on holiday this week, but I still find myself working. I'm actually wondering if I'm maybe a workaholic. Who knows? But it's been mad, but I'm fine. I've just been a bit lazy on the old YouTubes. You know, you come home, work, kids, work, bed, work, kids, work, bed, etc, etc. That's how it goes, I suppose. It's life. On top of that, I've had internet issues. The bane of my life, internet issues. I will do a video on my internet at one point soon, and it'll make you maybe understand or realise how I do get internet. It's also how it even works. It's practically magic in my eyes, but it works sometimes. Nothing wrong with the technology. It's the people that manage it. Again, I can't name names. I'll get in trouble. It's what I will. So yeah, I'm fine. Hope everybody else is fine. I've been watching some YouTube videos, etc. I don't know if it's a case of people aren't making many videos, or if it's now a case of I'm subscribed to so much nonsense on YouTube that I don't see a lot of people's videos. I do not know. But I've been buying things behind the scenes, etc. I've just not been making videos. I've not even done anything about that machine behind me yet. I bought that a while back. I'll do a video on that as soon as well, I suppose. But yeah, we'll have a quick look at what Hit Squad games I've got, and also a couple more that I've picked up as well. Alright folks, so this is one of 7 shelves in my room that has got Spectrum games on it. But I thought I'd just go through these and just so you've got an idea of what I've got currently, rather than going through like a spreadsheet, so to speak. So we've got the what are they? I can't see because the camera's in the way. The sports games first. We've got Konami's Tennis, World Series Baseball, Hypersports, absolute classic. International Karate, again, absolute classic. Super Sprint, Super Hang-On, Matchday 2, Daley Thompson's Olympic Challenge, Run the Gauntlet. I remember playing that a lot, and Wick Lemons. So that's all the sports games that I've got there. Excuse the dodgy camera work. So these are the arcade games. We've got Enduro Racer, Green Beret, awesome game. Crazy Cars, Whizball, Rampage, Renegade, one of my all-time favourite games. Arkanoid, Combat School, Wonder Boy, Slap Fight. That's a game that I played a lot, but funnily enough on the Commodore 64. Head Over Heels, classic. Mikey, another classic. The Vindicator, Nemesis, Salamander, Rastan, and the lovely R-Type. And then these are still arcade games. Target Renegade, another amazing game. Operation Wolf, Afterburner, Dragon Ninja, Zybots or XY-Bots. I think it must be Zybots. Love that game. On the arcade, I should say. Vindicators, Bubble Bubble, Renegade 3. Terrible game. New Zealand Story, Cabal, Tubin, Chase HQ, amazing game. Dragon Spirit. That's a game I remember primarily playing on the Atari ST, funnily enough. Altered Beast, Hard Driving, and the classic Rainbow Islands. Still with arcade games. Midnight Resistance, Navy Moves, Puffy's Saga, Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters, Narc, played that arcade machine to death, Smash TV, Pit Fighter, and Super Space Invaders. Now the next ones are movies. So we've got Rambo, Cobra, Batman, Top Gun, Short Circuit. A lot of these aren't great. The Great Escape, Miami Vice, Predator, Platoon, The Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, Batman, The Cape Crusader, great game, better on the Commodore 64. Rambo 3, The Real Ghostbusters, Spitting Image, terrible game, but I do remember playing that a lot back in the day. License to Kill and Red Heat, and then more games. That's Batman the movie, whereas that one is Batman, this Batman, 3D isometric Batman. Smoosh it back into this right place. So we've got Batman the movie, Ghostbusters 2, Untouchables, Robocop, amazing game, Total Recall, Terminator 2, The Simpsons. I've seen that go for loads on eBay recently, and I mean hundreds of pounds. And then The Addams Family. This is quite rare. Doesn't come up much. It's I think I won it actually on a Facebook group, so no complaints there. In the little corner, this is one of the games that doesn't have like a collection sort of thing, like that's the movie collection. This one doesn't have that, it's just a random, there's a few games like that, but that's Pictionary. And then I think these are doubles here, yeah, New Zealand Story and Puffy's Saga. But that's it, that's my Hit Squad games to date. I'd hate to think how much I've spent on some of them. Well, not a lot, but in total, actually I'd be curious to see how much they were in total. Nice. So you can see quite a few games there, quite a few games. There's a lot of games though, let me have a quick look. There was a lot more than I actually realised. Sorry, I'm just looking at the computer. I've got on my list 119 games is what I've got. As in that's what were released. Yeah. As of now, there's no point saying what I need because I've added some more that I bought that haven't arrived in the post yet. But we're getting there. We're getting there. I think with everything that I've got coming in the post, I now need 29, which isn't too bad. There's some extremely elusive ones that just never show up. Or if they do show up, they're incredibly expensive. But saying that, I've seen some people been buying some games that I thought wouldn't have been expensive for silly amounts of money. Luckily that I already have, which is bonkers. Some games just seem to go for a lot. Not great games either. Sorry, I needed a drink. It's been a while since I've done this. Yeah, so there's other people on this Hit Squad bandwagon. Maybe there's always been, but I've just never discovered it. Discovered them, I should say. Don't bid against me. You will lose. I am not sensible when it comes to eBay, one little bit. But Hit Squad games are strange in the sense, I'm just going to open something while I talk. Hit Squad games are strange in the sense that there were just these, oh, that's noisy. There were just these budget re-releases is what they were. For me, they were absolutely iconic in the sense that when I was a child, me, my friends, for example, the majority of the Spectrum games that we had, for example, even like my friend Paul, excuse me, my friend Paul, even him, he had a Commodore 64. I remember him having one or two big box games that might have been like compilations that actually came with his Commodore 64. But for me, growing up in the 80s, most of the and early 90s, most of the Spectrum games, Commodore games, etc., came on like single dual cases. There weren't these big box cardboard versions, which were the full price retail versions. So for me, a lot of the time, the Hit Squad games is what I knew of the games. I didn't know back then that they were re-releases or budget variants, etc. I just thought every Spectrum game was $3.99 or do you know what I mean, or whatever they were in the shops, $1.99, rather than, I think there were some games originally they were $7.99, $9.99, $11.99. Crazy prices. So for me, Hit Squad games are extremely nostalgic because that's what I knew back in the day, rather than cardboard boxes, etc. I had a few of them back in the day, and I do remember go to friends' houses playing Target Renegade, for example. One of my friends, do you know what I mean? It was always Hit Squad games, so they're extremely nostalgic. But it's funny that they were all budget re-releases, and now the fact that they are, I think, collectors, because they can collect the set. Everybody wants them, and like most systems, excuse me, a lot of them were released near the end of the life of the Spectrum, right quite far on into its life, or before it died, if that makes sense. So as like a lot of systems, when that happens, maybe a lot of them aren't sold. People would have been well onto the Mega Drive by then, etc., when a lot of these games were released. So some of them do get quite rare, quite hard to find. Yeah, it's what they do. But like I said, if you see any on eBay, don't bid on them, because they're mine. Mine. I will win. So you saw before where I am in terms of the collection, what I've got on the shelf. I've got some more games here, and I've got some more coming in the post as well. It's not Super Nintendo, it's not Nintendo, it's not Mega Drive, but it's Spectrum, the best gaming machine of all time. And yeah, it's maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but I love the Spectrum, and it's yellow, glorious graphics, monochromatic, color clash. But the first game I bought, I had to actually buy it in a pack of 3. It was a game that I didn't see come up, or haven't seen come up for a while, and I think after I bought it in the pack of 3, I've seen it come up for sale again, is what it is. So the 2 games that I got with this game, that I had to buy with this game, are, and I hate these kind of games, but I had to buy it, obviously. First Division, what's that say? First Division Manager. It's a football manager game, I'm assuming. Look at my camera go. Awesome autofocus. And then Gary Lineker's Super Skills. Is this like... Look at that. Look at his little cheesy face. If you look at the back, hold on. It looks a bit like Daley Thompson or something, but... Gary Lineker's Super Skills. It's a bit of a bizarre one. So the game that I bought this little bundle for was this game. I know of this game. Oh, the graphics for other systems look better. But it's Match Day is what it is. I've already got Match Day 2. But yeah, it's one of these things. Look, we'll show you some Spectrum graphics, but that one in particular, top corner, that ain't no Spectrum graphics. It's too much colour. But yeah, Match Day. I've already got Match Day 2, and let's say it's a game that I genuinely don't see coming up that often, although I do all of a sudden see it coming up often. Annoying. Next game that I picked up, so that was one of the sports titles. If you don't know the Hit Squad games, actually, they've all got like categories, and they've all got numbers as well, so hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can. It says Sports 10 there in the corner. So you get sports, action, movies, or sports and arcade and movies. Damn. Pay attention to the bit that shows you my collection. You'll see what it says. I'm probably getting it all wrong now. But one thing that I find funny, that they've got Yar Kung Fu listed as a sports game. It's an arcade game. I kind of get where they're going, but somebody made a mistake there. So the next game is, I've heard of it. I've never played it. I might play it soon, actually. Really good condition by the looks of this. It's SDI. I'm reading this backwards, but now the odds are even. Looks like a... Don't know. Says varied and challenging, looks and sounds great. 9 out of 10 for sound, toughness, and endurance. Commodore user. Pfft, filth on the back of my Spectrum game. I need to get a Sharpie and scribble that out. But yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. But I'm assuming it's like a shoot 'em up type game. Now another game. It's bizarre how this works. Another game that I've not seen come up often. Then I buy this one, and then all of a sudden I see other ones coming up. But I didn't pay much money for any of these, luckily. But it's an arcade game. Power Drift is what it is. And again, it's spot the Spectrum graphics on the back. Can you see it? I can't even see the case because my hand's in the way. It's the one with minus colours. But that was the charm of the Spectrum in my eyes. Colour clash. Dizzy's supposed to change colour when he walks past the background. He's like a predator. That's just what happens. I always found the Spectrum, right? Yes, you got very few colours. You got colour clash, but the graphics were nice and detailed. Whereas the Commodore 64, yes, it was more colourful. It was. But there was big blocky sprites, and the colours were all pastel colours. There's also something I don't like about the Commodore 64, the way sprites move. I know they've got sprite sort of hardware scrolling, but it looks like It looks too smooth sometimes is what it is. But Power Drift, a game I don't think I've ever played it on the Spectrum, but it's probably like every other racing game that's very similar. Do you know what I mean? Outrun, Crazy Cars. I'm making stuff up now maybe. But yep, so you get the main variants of these sort of hit squad games as well, with these little numbers and stuff. But you do also get some other ones. There's some cough, excuse me. There's some ones that I call miscellaneous, and it includes things like Pictionary, which I've got on the shelf. It's not got its own category number for some reason. And you get what else? They sold a million games, and you get these fun school games as well. So I've not even opened this and had a look. I've not even opened it and had a look. See, right, one thing, I'll get onto this actually. This is, Jesus, don't do a video forever and then do a video and you just talk forever. So they've got They Sold a Million, which is like compilation things. So I'll show you and then I'll tell you. It's probably the easiest way to do. So they've got They Sold a Million, one, which has got, well, it doesn't say one, but it is the first one. It's got Saberwolf, Daley Thompson's Decathlon. Hated those games back in the day. Nearly breaking joysticks, waggling like a maniac. Jet Set Willy, Classic, and Beachhead. I don't think I've ever played Beachhead. But anyway, They Sold a Million, the first one. This case has got a little bit of mank on the front. I just love the cassettes. Old school. And this one is They Sold a Million 3 compilation. And on that, you've got Fighter Pilot, never played it. What the hell is that? Kung Fu Master, know what that is. Rambo First Blood Part 2, sure played that. And Ghostbusters as well. For the Spectrum, 48K and 128K. Right, the thing that does my head in, right, it's not that bad on this, actually, for this very reason. But, for example, it says this side Fighter Pilot, other side Ghostbusters, if you can see that there. Now, compilation tapes normally don't work good on the Spectrum. The reason being is you could have multiple games on the one side, and the Spectrum's not got a tape counter, and the Spectrum's cassette doesn't automatically stop like the Commodore 64. Do you know what I mean? If this had 3 games on one side, if you like, put it in a Commodore 64, it plays it, and then it stops loading the game, and the tape stops. So many times, I think I even remember having pirate compilation tapes, and you're like, fast forward, play, fast forward, play, fast forward. Do you know what I mean? Try to find where one game stops and the other one ends. Don't get me wrong, the 48K Spectrums with their separate cassettes, cassette decks, tape decks, might have had counters on them and you could have taken a note, etc. But certainly on the 128K Spectrums, it was a bit of a pain in the ass. And that's what I remember back in the day, a bit of a pain in the ass, unlike the Commodore 64, with its magically, automatically stopping tape. Can't get this to close now. Smack it and it'll close. Tape counter. That's what it is. So that's a quick overview of my Pepsi Max drinking skills. A quick overview of my Hit Squad games, where I am today. I've not bought any for a long time. I just sort of went a little bit quiet on the Hit Squad games. Then it was just literally last week I was like, I want to buy some more. How many have I got? How many do I need? So bearing in mind everything that I've got and everything that I've got coming, I'm not sure if I said this earlier or not. Jeez, that wasn't a sentence. I've got 29 games left. Some of them are incredibly hard to find or incredibly rare to come up. I'm watching some on eBay, etc. They are mine. Do not bid. And yeah, I've got more coming on the way in the post as well. But let me know, guys, for the 8-bit home computer lovers back in the day. Jesus, I shouldn't be drinking and talking. These things for me are extremely nostalgic. Did you primarily have these little single jewel cases, or was it bigger ones like this? I've got a lot of these actually. I do have a lot of these now, of like single release games. I didn't have them back in the day, but I've got crap loads of them. I do love them. Or did you have even like cardboard games? I've got a lot of them as well. Again, back in the day, I didn't really have them. But for me, Spectrum games, I think it was always W.H. Smith's, John Menzies. It was John Menzies back then. You'd go in and look, you'd get these awesome little single jewel case things. Are they called jewel cases? Tape cassette boxes. Don't know what they're called. But that's it for me, folks, just now. It's been a while. I appreciate that. I always say more videos will come soon. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. Who knows? But for me, as always, thank you much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?